Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Ako po si Lourd de Veyra. At ngayon ay Miyerkules, Disyembre 11. Ramdam na ba ang holiday rush? Kapag overwhelmed na, stepping back is all right because this is Afternoon Delight. Ang tanong, malamang sa isip ninyo lahat, nasaan ang ating tita na si Denise ngayong hump day pa naman, Wednesday? Medyo may sakit. Ang teorya ng iba ay kinabag daw sobrang kakatawa o malamang naubusan na ng hininga. I want your blood. Pero makakasama natin ngayon ulit ang kanyang kapalit. Kahit panandilian lamang, masaya tayo. Kasama po natin ang nag-iisang Miss Pauline Versosa.
Ayan.
Pao, magandang hapon sa'yo.
Good afternoon, Tito Lourd. And of course, kay Tita Denise, get well soon, no?
Get well soon.
Kasi maganda yung pakiramdam niya. Sakto pa naman, Christmas season. Pero okay lang yan, papahinga muna siya para makarecover siya in time for Christmas festivities.
Sayang. Yung Christmas party ni Sara Duterte, makakapunta ka ba?
Ay, ikaw ba?
Hindi ako imbitado eh.
Hindi ka ba imbitado?
Oo, pero
NBI ba imbitado?
Imbitado siya ng NBI.
Oo.
Pero tayo hindi tayo imbitado ng NBI.
Ayun. Ayan po, so dahil mag-Christmas na rin naman, of course, our afternoon delight or our delight of the day today is fruitcake. Puro
Ika nga
panay Christmas, ano na ba kayo? Christmas food dito?
Medyo, kasi kahapon kami nagbibingka at puto bumbong.
Wow,
Feeling ko,
naman.
lalampas sa ang 2024, wala pa ring rib eye steak. Kaya imagine na lang.
Antayin mo na lang, baka sa New Year. Oh.
Okay,
Pahulingan.
pawag na tayong pagpatumpik-tumpik pa. Bakit hindi ka masyadong excited pag fruitcake?
Pag fruitcake, actually sinabi mo na kanina, no? Yung rum flavor sa kanya, yung medyo hindi ko gusto.
What?
Oo.
Paano kayo nagkasundo ni Andre?
Hindi ko ayoko yung lasa nun eh. So, kaya hindi ako masyado mahilig. Pero paminsan-minsan din naman, syempre masarap din ang fruitcake.
May sasabihin ako sa'yo.
Oo.
Sa edad mo siguro, ganyan din ang iniisip ko nun. Until medyo recently lang naman.
Oo.
Tsaka ako naintindihan yung majesty that is the fruitcake.
Because,
Pero all
paano?
throughout my life, hindi ko talaga siya type. Kasi alam mo naman, di ba? Alam mo yung teorya dyan?
Ano?
For the past 30 or 25 years, it's the same fruitcake na niregalo dati na umiikot-ikot lang daw.
May ganun ba? May
Yeah.
ganun theory? Kasi hindi kinakain.
At hindi siya nasisira.
Hindi nasisira.
So, hindi mo naman malalaman kung hindi mo bubuksan, di ba? So, a lot of people leave it unopened. But at nire-recycle na lang. Meron pa nga isang kwento, ito seryoso to.
Ilang years na kaya?
Yung kaibigan ko na nag-recycle ng fruitcake, after 3 or 4 years, bumalik sa kanya yung fruitcake.
Di nga.
O, sa sobrang kakaikot sa mga circle of friends.
Hindi ba inaamag to?
Hindi, alam mo bakit?
Dahil sa alcohol.
Yes!
Yun.
Mhm.
3 years, wala talagang kahit anong amag.
Subukan
anyway, ganyan talaga kapag magre-regalo daw kayo ng fruitcake, kaya ibahin nyo na lang.
Correct.
Ikaw gusto mo ba yung may cherry?
Sige,
Yan.
may reasons ba yan?
Allergic ka ba sa raisins? O hindi mo lang
Medically,
din type?
hindi.
Medically, hindi.
Oo.
Pero,
Parang ano yan eh. Parang, kumbaga, it's a really bad exclamation point to a food that you do not like.
Okay.
O, kamusta?
okay na, ma'am.
Pwede naman, di ba?
Ayun.
Pag-antay ka na siguro mga 10 more years.
Baka ma-appreciate ko na siya.
Ngayon ko lang siya na-appreciate. Or, it's either that or I had really, really bad fruitcake these past yung mga years ng kabataan ko.
Pero pag kayo, may Noche Buena kayo, staple ba ang fruitcake din sa inyo?
Hindi rin naman.
No?
Oo. Kasi mas leche flan ako. Kami.
Leche flan?
Yeah,
Hindi
oo.
fruit salad?
Sila.
Sila? Fruit salad na may cheese? Diba
Sila.
yan ang fruit salad na Pinoy? May...
Fruit salad mismo ay Pinoy.
okay.
Oo.
O, tama.
Bihira
tama
ka
naman.
makahanap ng kombinasyon ng cream tsaka yung mga fruit cocktail, mga ganyan.
Correct. O, ikaw, kamusta? Na-appreciate mo na talaga siya. O baka 10 years nga from now, magustuhan ko na yung fruitcake.
Balikan mo ako
10 years from now.
Pag, kunyari ako yung nasa wheelchair na,
Grabe ka naman.
ayo ba, manong si Lourd? Tama pala yung sinabi ninyo dati.
Tapos naragaluan din kita ng fruitcake na 4 years old na rin.
Hindi, mas matanda pa dapat mula ngayon.
10 years na rin eh. Alright, well at this point, tumingin na po tayo some stories on social media. Ito po our first story this afternoon. Some good news, Pinoy Pride, Sofronio Vasquez wins The Voice USA.
Grabe yung journey nitong taong to. Isipin mo 7 times nag-audition sa Tawag ng Tanghalan.
Okay.
Oo.
Tsaka ano daw sa Tawag ng Tanghalan, I think yung best finish na niya was 3rd place.
Oo. Isipin mo yan Tapos dito pa, nasa top 5 siya ng The Voice US. Yan kumbaga yung parang pinaka-orig. No? At ang coach pa niya ay si Michael, ika nga ng tiyuhin ko, si Michael Bubble. Michael Bublé. Diba?
Well, very historic ito, no? Hindi lang po siya first Pinoy, kundi first Asian din. So, talagang tinataas niya yung bandera natin. And it's very special to see, of course, mga Pilipino, alam naman natin, very talented pagdating sa pagkakanta.
Correct.
Pero ito na nga, finally, kasi hindi naman din to first time na may Pinoy na sumali sa competition. I believe there were also several Filipino contestants. Pero ito si Sofronio, first Pinoy at born and raised dito sa Pilipinas.
Diba? At ewan ko kung yung fashion sense niya, kung pag kumakanta talaga siya may... Pero yung name niya, I guess, ito ba sa tingin mo ay alas para sa kanya? Ang Sofronio. Parang, not exactly Asian sounding. May pagka-Italian.
Right.
Vaguely Latinate. Sofronio Vasquez. Parang Mexican singing idol ang dating, ano?
Oo,
pero
baka.
Pinoy na Pinoy ang soul.
Oo, and...
Ang kinanta pala niya dito sa finals ay galing sa The Greatest Showman.
Yes. Gusto mo yung movie na yun, di ba?
Sample mo nga.
Actually, yung napanood yung
A Million Dreams.
Oo, ikaw na lang.
Hindi ko rin siya napanood. Oo. Kasi hindi naghubad si Hugh Jackman doon eh.
Yun ba yung habol mo dapat?
Like sa Swordfish, saka all the Wolverine movies.
Ayan. Pero ito
Anyway,
talaga
Pinoy Pride.
Congratulations.
At sabi ni Michael Bublé, very close daw siya sa mga Noypi. Yung approach kasi ni Michael Bublé na parang crooner in the style of Sinatra, mga ganyan. Very old school, very classic. May pagkaganon din, masasabi natin yung style ni Sofronio.
Si Michael Bublé din kasi, I saw an article, no? Parang pinasalamatan nga niya dati yung mga Pinoy kasi tayo daw yung isa sa mga unang naka-appreciate ng music niya.
Yes.
So he gives credit to us for making him big na rin, a big star, right? Very famous. Kaya nga ito rin, nung nag-blind audition si Sofronio when he began his journey in The Voice, pero actually, all 4 judges umikot yan nung blind audition.
Ang ibig sabihin nun ay approve.
Approve agad. Pati parang first line pa lang nung kanta, ikot na silang lahat, pati si Snoop Dogg na paikot. O, di ba?
Si Snoop Dogg yata, napaikot yun kasi lakas tama na siya. Oo.
Yun ba yun? Pero
okay.
I'm sure he appreciates.
So, sino yung mga judges? Michael Bublé, Snoop Dogg.
Si Reba
McEntire.
Reba, oo. Si Gwen Stefani.
So, 3 lang officially yung marunong kumanta doon.
Marunong din naman si Snoop Dogg.
Kung ang idea mo ng pagkanta ay,
Ganon.
Yeah.
Pero ito, first season din actually ni Michael Bublé pala sa The Voice.
Yes.
Tapos naging mentor siya ni Sofronio at pareho pa silang nanalo. So, very historic and special moment.
Medyo nag-stalemate lang yung career ni Michael Bublé, pansin mo.
Nga.
Alam bakit? Yung mga fans niya na medyo may kaedaran nadali yata nung medyo na maalam na yata sa mundong ito. Pero anyway, sana makahanap ng panibagong audience.
And sana, syempre, may kahit pa heroes welcome din dito kay Sofronio, no? Kasi talagang parang Olympics din natin yan ng singing competition. Sa natin mga Pinoy mahilig.
Tapos mag-aaway sila ng nanay niya, tapos yung girlfriend niya makikipag...
May ganun ba? Tignan natin, baka may
social.
ganun din parang teleserye pala sa kwento niya, pero huwag naman sana. Alright, let's move on naman to our next story here on onenews.ph. Centralized ride-hailing and taxi hub now fully operational at NAIA Terminal 3 and Grab
salamat.
is the first to launch. Ikaw masaya ka dito?
Oo, kasi sobrang hassle. Alam mo pag wala kang sundo?
Maghahanapan kayo ng driver.
Hindi, Okay pa yung gano'n eh. Mag-aantay ka lang ng konti, di ba? Kakain ka lang sa may Burger King doon sa baba.
Oo.
Pero yung wala ka talagang sundo for some reason or another. Yung hassle talaga ng pag-una, hindi pinapapasok yung mga regular na taxi. Pag nakakuha ka naman, after mo maglakad sa malayong lugar, hanggang Quezon City, sisingilin ka ng 7,000, mga ganyan, di ba?
Ganun na ba? Ganun na ba yung singilan nila?
Mukha ba akong hapon para sa'yo?
Hinahapon ka ba?
Hindi, kasi kala nila wala akong kaalam-alam eh. O, di ba? Ano 7,000? Hanggang Quezon City, mula dito, 7,000. 6,500 lang.
Wow!
Kala niya, may isahan niya ako.
Big
Oo,
time ka.
pero malaking tulong talaga ito, Tita Pau.
Yeah.
At lalong-lalo na may TNVS pa.
Yes, so I believe other ride-hailing apps will follow suit. Kasama na dyan yung Joyride, pati yung Angkas. So
Ay,
ito...
ang ganda niyan.
Bakit?
Marami kang bagahe.
Tapos
Sa likod ka ng motor.
Oo. Wag naman sana. Baka ma-aksidente pa sila.
Balikbayan box kaya. Kasya kaya yung sa likod nila.
Baka. Alam naman natin mga Pinoy.
Medyo ganun, nakaangat lang ng konti yung gulong mo.
Pero for safety reasons, wag na lang
Oo,
sana.
take note, hindi lang siya taxi hub. Siya rin ay parang TNVS hub.
Right. Actually, sa ibang bansa kasi ganito na eh. Recently, nagpunta ako
Totoo.
sa Thailand. Ganyan na yan eh. May Grab hub na rin sila where you go to an assigned area. Tapos
Yes.
doon ka na susunduin nung driver.
Kahit ordinaryong taxi lang. No? Pero pinakamaganda sa lahat, kaya may ginawa ko. Nakakuha ako ng contact. Meron akong manong driver doon. Makakatipid ka pa. Kasi hindi na rin
Kukontrata mo.
pag rush hour, hindi na rin madali makakuha ng sasakyan
yes.
sa Bangkok.
Oo. Tama yan. Pero alam mo, ito nabasa ko lang, no, some feedback dun sa mga gumagamit nung bagong service na ito sa NAIA. Yung iba, actually, natatagalan daw sila at may ibang drivers na nagka-cancel ng booking kasi hindi rin daw nila mahanap yung bay na
Hindi mo alam,
naka-assign.
Kahit ang
Sana
laki-laki ng
maayos
mga
na
bay na
yan.
yun, pero minsan, baka yung iba Bisaya, akala nila bay.
Hindi. Alam naman siguro. Hindi kasi traffic rin eh, no?
Traffic.
Papunta.
May mga, ito yung weird dito Di ba, isa lang halos yung pasukan. Minsan, pag walang pasahero, hindi pinapapasok yung sasakyan.
Oo. Check pa
ganun.
nung mga guard eh kung...
Sana umabot tayo sa punto na parang sa Hong Kong tsaka sa Japan, yung paglabas mo ng airport, ando na yung tren.
Yun talaga yung best transport system from the airport, no? Lalo na kasi kahit naman nakakotse ka o taxi mula airport, actually napaka-traffic. Yung palabas pa lang ng...
Medyo swerte pa in henerasyon mo pa, kahit yung siguro mga last 20 years, ayos-ayos pa eh. Kasi inabot ko yan na isa lang ang nagko-control na taxi company noon sa NAIA. At pahirapan talaga.
Ito ba yung mga yellow na ano?
Highway robbery talaga sila ang singilan talaga dito.
Oo nga. Lalo na
Grabe.
sa mga foreigner.
Oo. Basta hindi pa rin mawawala yung Pinoy na pang-welcome. Alam mo yan, di ba?
Ano?
Yung jeepney na punong-puno. Tapos punong-puno ng buong barangay at may baon silang adobo sa Tupperware. Oo, kasi magastos pa pag bibili sa Jollibee.
Nakakatuwa naman
Oo.
yan. Siyempre para sa mga balikbayan na OFW.
Yes.
Nag-aantay para sa kanila. Alright. Now let's move on to our next story on social media. Ito naman po, the Philippine Star via live. Heatwave, Jacqueline Jose, and Carlos Yulo are among the most searched terms by Filipinos on Google in 2024.
Sige nga, tingnan natin. Ito yung mga terms yan. Akala ko ba yung Jennings and Maris ang most searched?
Ano na kasi yun no? Medyo recent na. Baka hindi na nga pasok dun nung ginawa nila yung kanilang study.
Oo. So every year po, no? In 2023, tama ba?
Actually, mali yan. Feeling ko 2024 dapat
Oo.
yan. Kasi
Okay.
the Olympics was this year.
Ito po mga kapatid, yung kumbaga parang pinakahinanap na mga salita, mga pangalan, mga termino sa Google search engine nitong nakaraang taon. At nang nangunguna nga, heat wave. Ba?
Heatwave.
Oo.
Feeling ko kasama ako dun sa mga nag-search ng heatwave kasi ang init-init nung summer. Alam mo, parang nag-45 degrees at one point. So, napakainit. Actually, every year naman ata nagsasearch mga tao, heatwave, how hot is it? Kasi nga, painit ng painit tuwing summer.
Ayan, kaka-heatwave nila, puro bagyo naman ang sumunod.
Ayun lang.
Oo. So, ito ang interesting kasi ito mga listahan na ganito, Tita Pao, kasi ito'y snapshot ng consciousness ng isang bansa for the past 12 months.
Correct,
So,
actually.
ito yung mga nag-peak peak ng kanilang interest, P-I-Q-U-E, ng kanilang interest. Pero pangalawa si Jacqueline Jose, veteran actress.
She did pass away this year, no? Back in March. So, siya ang top 2 searched pagdating sa news terms.
Pero isipin mo pangalawa siya, si Carlos Yulo, pang-4 lamang. At ang Olympics ay 3rd.
Oo. So, ayun nga, no? Siyempre, of course, Olympics happened this year. Baka yung mga sports fans lang yung nag-search kay Kaloy at Olympics.
Si Jacqueline Jose, sabihin natin, veteran actress na ang career trajectory nagsimula noon sa sexy roles. Ang ganda discover ng mga direktor na may talent pala tong batang na to. At from then on, iba na binibigay sa kanyang mga... At ngayon nga, na-feature pa sa mga pelikula na pupunta sa Cannes Festival lang naman.
Yes. Or feeling ko kaya kasama rin sa mga top search, no? Kasi, di ba, pag merong nagpa-pass away na celebrity or high-profile individual, minsan kasi fake eh. So, check mo muna, totoo ba to?
O ba, pwede rin yun, ano?
Oo.
Pero ibig sabihin na, the fact na interesado yung mga tao sa kanya,
Yes.
speaks volumes. Number 5, ito hindi ko naintindihan. Talaga, national ID.
Siyempre, yung mga
Paano
nag-aantay
makakuha
pa
doon?
ng mga national ID nila, medyo na-delay kasi.
Naku, ilang taon na ang antayan na yan. Sumuko na kayo. Ito, number 6, malapit sa puso mo at lalong-lalo sa bag mo, Pau Versosa.
Labubo. Oy, 2 lang naman meron ako. Tinigil ko na.
Mahal daw yan, balita ako eh.
Hindi.
10,000 raw isang
Uy, hindi
peraso. Di ba?
Hindi. Ang SRP
9.5.
niya, parang nasa 900.
Magkano yung peke?
Yung peke, siguro makahanap ka ng 400, 500. Yung mga
Mahal
magandang
pa rin?
quality na rin yun. Oo,
Talaga?
mahal na rin. Oo.
Paano mo malalaman kung fake yung labubo?
Dun sa details, kung iba yung, bilangan mo yung ngipin.
Talaga?
alam ko talaga eh, no?
Binilang mo
Bilangan
yung
mo yung ngipin, yung mata, kung maganda yung quality.
Anong ligaya ang naidudulot sa'yo ng labubo?
Kasi pag binili mo siya, yung box, hindi mo alam kung anong makukuha mo. So, di
Ganon?
ba?
Parang
Yes.
box of chocolates?
Ganun bang chocolate? Di ba alam mo naman yung kung
Sa
anong
Forrest
laman
Gump,
nun?
you'll never know what you're gonna get.
Oo, medyo parang ganon. So, it's called blind boxes. And so, merong mga options doon. Mag-wish ka, sana makuha ko yung pink, sana makuha ko yung white. So, i-collect mo siya ng i-collect.
Ang i-wish mo lang ay sana makuha mo yung ganong kulay.
Yung gusto mo.
Pero,
So, may thrill, di ba? Na, shock, sana pag bukas ko nito, ito yung gusto ko. Tapos pag nabuksan mo, kuha mo, you have like 10 seconds of joy.
10 seconds.
Tapos,
sa halagang...
Gone na yung after nun.
Yun ang fleeting nature of happiness.
Ayun lang.
Oo. Walang permanenteng kaligayahan sa mundo. Tandaan nyo yan.
Oh, pero maraming Pinoy talaga ang ano dyan sa labubo. Not just actually in the Philippines, even Thailand.
Oo.
And all.
Ayan tuloy. Bagay na bagay sa Prada bag na ating Tita Pau. Labubo. Number 7, pertussis. Number 8, MPAC. So mga sakit. 7, 8. Number 9, demure.
Very demure.
Oh, ito
very
yung-
mindful.
So ito yung word of the year ng dictionary.com. Di ba?
Is it?
Yeah.
Demure,
oo.
okay.
So ito ay influence ng isang influencer na sa Amerika at ang 10 sarcoma, sakit pa rin. Oo. Pag sakit, pag tinatakot mo talaga yung tao, no? Parang yung heat wave. Yan ang immediate na concern mo kasi nararamdaman mo, di ba? Okay, so, sa sports naman kasi number 1 si Carlos Yulo.
Of course, our
Number 2,
Olympic
Celtics
gold
Mavericks.
medalist.
Okay, puro laban na ang mga hanggang 6. Number 7, Dallas EJ Obiano number 8. Next, Pacers, 9 and 10 Celtics Pacers. Pansinin mo kung anong pangalan ang wala sa sports dyan.
Ano?
Bronny James.
Bronny your favorite player. All right, but at this point, I believe we have to make way for a press conference that's being held by now by Vice President Sara Duterte. Let's watch this.
That he will better serve the country if he remains as a member of the House of Representatives. That is what is important right now. We need good public servants, good leaders, good officials in government. And I assure everyone that we already have lawyers helping us. In fact, the moment that Franz Castro announced last year that they are planning to file an impeachment, we already talked to lawyers who will handle the impeachment case at the time. But now, cases pala, 3. So we just need more lawyers. And we already discussed this with the first team that we hired as lawyers. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to ask how are we preparing or what are our preparation and how are we going to respond to impeachment or the worst case scenario?
Okay. Yes, ma'am. So, very recently, we had a meeting with the lawyers, and what was discussed there was the arrangements because we needed more lawyers. We are expecting another impeachment case, no? So this may be 3 impeachment cases. So, and then we will await official copy of the articles of impeachment so that they can prepare the defense. We already have advanced copies of what is filed in the House of Representatives, and they're starting preparatory works right now.
Ma'am, most of your allies and former allies have changed positions or changed, their sides. How do you feel right now? And if, for example, the impeachment comes through, are you confident with the numbers both in Congress and the Senate?
No, we're not confident with numbers, ma'am, because impeachment is a legal process and a political activity. So we are confident with the legal aspect of the impeachment because all the lawyers that I asked to review the initial drafts of the impeachment complaint really said that this is not, well, they would say it's not an impeachable offense and this is not an actionable offense, things like that, lawyer talk. But with regard to politics, that is a different matter altogether. So we do not know what will happen with that.
Feel that they're changing sides at this very moment or even before?
Well, that's politics. They always say that there are no permanent friends and enemies in politics. So it really depends on the person, no, on the politician, what path he will choose.
Hi, ma'am. Ma'am, related to the worst case scenario.
Yes.
The House and the Government Committee said that they are eyeing the possibility of filing plunder, technical malversation, and falsification charges, among others, against you and several other officials of the OVP and formerly with the DepEd in relation to the alleged misuse of the confidential funds. Have you discussed this already with your legal team, with any of the lawyers, and what can you say that it's a very heavy case plunder? Yes.
Yes, oo. We have an inventory of possible cases to be filed because right now it's only the 2 impeachment cases that are filed with the House of Representatives. All the other cases, we have a list, we have an inventory, and we have lawyers assigned for each case. Usually, cases that are similar, we assign it to one lawyer. And then other cases, we assigned it to other lawyers so that we ensure that all the cases have lawyers focused on each case.
Ma'am, na-consult niyo na ba yung family niyo about this? Dahil kanina nabanggit niyo tungkol sa mga lawyers about sa family. Si PRRD, nakausap na po ba ninyo? And ano yung payo po sa inyo?
Hindi pa kami nagkausap ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. I expect na magkikita kami as usual sa December 24 sa bahay ng mother ko, likely baka doon namin mapag-usapan yan kung man mapag-usapan namin dahil madalas kasi kapag nagkasama-sama yung pamilya, lalo na pag nandyan yung mga apo, ay yung mga apo yung pinag-uusapan ng pamilya. Nagsabi si Pangulong Duterte na magpapadala siya ng pera para sa pambayad daw ng mga abogado kasi alam niya na napakaraming mga abogado ngayon ang kinuha para sa iba't ibang mga kaso. Pero nagsabi na rin ako through my brother kasi yung kuya ko yung sinabihan niya. Nagsabi ako na wag na lang siya magpadala ng pera dahil nakapaghanda naman na kami para sa impeachment case. Kasi yung sinabi niya impeachment case, sir. So sabi ko nakapaghanda kami sa impeachment case kasi nga last year nag-announce na si Franz Castro ng impeachment. So the moment na sinabi yon and the moment na nakita namin na tuloy-tuloy yung attacks against me, ay naghanda na rin kami para sa mga abogado.
Hi, ma'am. Mara Cepeda from Straits Times, Singapore. Ma'am, you've already mentioned that your lawyers are prepared to answer the impeachment cases, but the opposition groups who have filed the complaints against you are accusing you of being evasive in your answers in the alleged corruption and misuse of millions of confidential funds.
Ma'am, baka you can offer an explanation also to taxpayers how kung above board po ba talaga yung paggamit nitong mga confidential funds para matapos na rin ma'am yung question once and for all.
Yes, ma'am. I'm not being evasive. If you are referring to the to the budget hearing and the hearings in the House of Representatives, I'm not being evasive. I am not answering the questions because they have no authority to ask confidential questions. I am answering questions about the use of the money in the Commission on Audit. And there is no, you ask the Commission on Audit if there was anything at all that they can say or see that we are not cooperative with the audit. So it is wrong to say that I am evasive. I am definitely not answering questions about the use of the fund, about confidential funds, because it pertains to national security and the lives of the people involved in intelligence operations. And yes, as I said, we have fully cooperated with the audit process of the Commission on Audit, who has the sole jurisdiction to ask questions about the use of confidential funds. In fact, 2/4 of the Department of Education are already cleared by the Commission on Audit, but it is still being questioned inside the committee in the House of Representatives. So that is the reason why I am not answering questions from the House of Representatives. Plus the fact that, as I said, it is an attack. It is a political attack. If you are in aid of legislation and you want to legislate about confidential funds, you do not target one office and terrorize and torment the employees of that office. What you do is you do a sampling, a random sampling of the offices who have confidential funds. Why not call the office of the president who has billions and billions of confidential funds if you want to legislate about confidential funds? So that shows that they're singling out the office of the vice president. And I really feel that it's very disrespectful to the office of the vice president. That is also why when they ask that I respect their process, respect begets respect. So if they want respect, they should first respect the office of the vice president. That is what I was saying, that they don't like me, they don't like my person, they don't like Inday Sara Duterte, but they have to respect the office of the vice president. So if they want to investigate confidential funds. They don't single out one office.
I understand, ma'am. VP, just a follow-up. Was it yesterday or the other day, the House also alleges that over 400 names na nag-sign po ng acknowledgement receipts. Again, on the issue of the confidential funds, wala daw pong records at the PSA. Ma'am, you could offer an explanation because we know that this is a legal proceeding, pero pinag-uusapan po siya ngayon, ma'am, sa bahay ng bawat Pilipino. Kaya
No.
explanation is this is above board or bakit wala silang birth certificate, ma'am?
No, I will not explain. I will not give an explanation because it will entail that I explain intelligence operations which will compromise offices who do intelligence operations. It will really compromise how they work. So no explanation will be given to the members of the House of Representatives.
One final follow-up for me, ma'am. Then what's your response to accusations that an office like the DepEd and the OVP have no jurisdiction naman to have these confidential funds that are spent for national security?
Well, the confidential funds was the first transfer of confidential funds was from the office from the contingent funds to the office of the Vice President, and this was approved by the office of the President. The next year confidential funds was 2023. We submitted it to the Department of Budget and Management. It was approved by the Department of Budget and Management, and therefore it implies that it was approved by the Office of the President because it was included in the National Expenditure Program, the NEP. So, and then it was approved by Congress as well. The only reason why we did not use the confidential funds in the fourth quarter for both offices because I was already flagged by a friend inside the House of Representatives that they will attack you using confidential funds. So yes, it was duly approved by the Office of the President and both houses of Congress as well as because it was included in the General Appropriations Act. So it was not, we presented it, we defended it, they approved it. We used it, and then the question on utilization is under the Commission on Audit. That is how the system works. They cannot use or they cannot twist the system according to their personal interests. Really, all these circumstances and events happening surrounding the office of the Vice President is a race to the presidential election in 2028. Unfortunately, they are attacking the office as well. So, dyan ako medyo, and the personnel of the office of the Vice President. So, dyan ako medyo pumapalag. Wala namang problema kung atakihin ninyo ako. Kasi politiko naman talaga ako. Pero may problema ako pag inatake yung opisina at yung mga kasamahan ko dito sa opisina ng pangalawang Pangulo na nagtatrabaho lang.
Good afternoon, Madam. Good afternoon, Madam Vice President. I'm just going to pick up on Veyra's line of questioning. You said, and I understand your explanation about these confidential funds haven't been approved by several layers in the government. But maybe just to go back to the basics, if you can explain to ordinary Filipinos why the Office of the Vice President needs confidential intelligence funds.
Okay, yes. For the Office of the Vice President, it's not the first time that the office was granted confidential funds. During the time of Vice President Binay, the office was already given confidential funds. The confidential funds we use in relation to our work and national security. all the projects and the programs of the Office of the Vice President target poverty alleviation. There is a direct correlation between poverty and national security. So what we do is we want to target the areas where we put our projects so that we achieve peace and order, security. So we don't want to our projects put in areas where it is not needed for poverty alleviation. So we want to prioritize the areas. And the only way to do that is to use confidential funds to purchase information. So where are the target areas? We need that so that our projects will serve these areas. So that's why we needed the confidential funds. In the Department of Education, there is a correlation as well of the education and national security. In fact, that is one of there is a correlation as well of education and national security. There are so many threats to education, not just insurgency, and threats to Department of Education personnel and students as well. And we wanted to target projects of the Department of Education as well in the most vulnerable areas and schools. That is why we needed confidential funds. It's all about national security. And the position of the Office of the Vice President and the Department of Education is that national security is a holistic concept. It's not just one, like territorial defense, sovereignty. No, national security is about food security. It's about quality of education. It's about poverty alleviation and everything else that we need to do as a country to get us out of this poverty rut.
But you are in the NTF-LCAP, so couldn't have your offices work with the NTF-LCAP as well as other government agencies that actually have national security mandates?
In the NTF-LCAP, they are only about ano yung meaning ng LCAP? And local armed conflict.
And local community armed conflict.
And local, there, LCAP. So that is very specific to that local conflict and communism. So as I said, the projects and the programs of OVP target poverty alleviation, and there's so many factors affecting poverty. And there are so many threats to education, not just insurgency.
But there are also other government agencies with national security mandates that you can work with, your offices can work with.
Yes, that is true, but we work far faster if we are allowed to purchase information and target our projects immediately on the certain school or certain barangay or certain municipality. We move faster if we can target our projects.
Okay. Going back to the confidential funds, that was also about confidential funds, but the names that are being verified by the Philippine Statistics Authority, I know you said that you can't explain because they're confidential in nature, but maybe just a yes or no, because other names have cropped up, aside from Mary Grace Piatos, we have Shippy McDonald, Fernando Tempora, Carlos Oishi, Raymunda Nova. These were mentioned in a column in the Philippine Star, and Joel Chua, Congressman Joel Chua was quoted. Are yes or no, are these code names?
Nakalimutan ko yung sagot ko. Sandali. I cannot explain confidential funds because it will entail explaining intelligence operations. And there is a law that prohibits officials who gathered information because of their office to divulge it in public. So it's the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act. There is a specific provision of law. You cannot divulge confidential information that you received while in office.
So you won't even say these are
No, that
just
because
code names.
that will add to cases that may be filed against me.
One last, sorry.
Yes.
Why the choice of a letter submitted to the NBI
I-
instead of an affidavit?
Wait, hold on. I can answer. I can give you a very short answer with regard to ARs. I had nothing to do with the preparation of ARs. It went down to the grassroots level. So I had nothing to do with preparations of ARs. I was up here in the structure and money went down for information.
So you have no knowledge why all these things.
Saan may nalungkot?
Okay, so that was the Vice President, no, holding a press conference in their headquarters ng Office of the Vice President in Mandaluyong City because they were actually having a Thanksgiving lunch kung saan inimbita nila yung mga reporters, members of the media. At sumunod itong press con, ang unang sinabi ni VP in this media briefer, no, is she's already gathering lawyers para i-handle daw yung iba't ibang kaso na i-prepare against her, particularly yung dalawang impeachment complaint.
And the refusal to answer further questions from the House of Representatives. No? So this is the second time at ginamit niya ito nga na excuse to for the second time to be absent from the NBI summons, which first invitation happened November 29 at rescheduled for December 11 at nagsabi na nga na hindi siya makakarating at ito ngayon.
Ito, speaking of that NBI summons, well, Vice President Sara Duterte was still a no-show at a rescheduled appointment with the NBI, and our mobile journalist Merimon Reyes is on the ground. Merimon, good afternoon. Ano na ba yung sitwasyon dyan? At anong sinabi ng NBI ngayon na hindi na naman nakadalo itong si VP Sara?
Yes, Pauline and Lourd, we are expecting na sa susunod na 2 hanggang 3 linggo or by January next year, ilalabas na ng National Bureau of Investigation ang kanilang final report tungkol sa lahat ng may kinalaman dito sa umano'y pagbabanta ni Vice President Sara Duterte sa buhay ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, First Lady Liza Marcos, and House Speaker Martin Romualdez. Totoo, ngayong araw na ito ay hindi rin sumipot si VP Sara dito sa NBI. At ang nakita natin kanina ay ang kanyang abogado, legal counsel na si Attorney Paul Lim, na ang dala niya kanina ay isang letter kung saan nakalagay dito yung na hindi makakapunta itong ang si VP Sara. At the same time, nakalagay sa sulatin na ito na dinedenay ni VP Sara yung mga paratang sa kanya tungkol nga dito sa threats na kanyang binitiwan. Hindi rin makakapunta si VP Sara o hindi nakapunta si VP Sara kanina sa mga kadahilanan na may mga aktibidad pa raw siya na kailangang asikasuhin, tulad ng isang Thanksgiving party, kasama nga yung kawani ng media, yung pag-uwi niya daw sa Davao para sa paglibing ng kanyang tsuhin, at sa paliwanag ng kanyang legal counsel na pwede naman daw siyang hindi pumunta dito sa NBI. And nabanggit din dito sa sulat na itong si Secretary of Justice si Jesus Crispin Remulla at si Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin ay alter ego daw ng Pangulo. Kaya sana raw maintindihan ng NBI yung kanyang desistance or kawalan ng interes sa pagpapakita o pagbibigay ng kanyang pahayag. According naman dito kay NBI Director Jaime Santiago, walang counter-affidavit na nakakabit sa sulat na ito. Pero bukas ng NBI kung sakali na sa mga susunod daw na linggo ay magpresenta itong si Duterte kung may kakailanganin pa raw na impormasyon. Pero hindi na sila magsischedule ng isa pang araw. Unlike nung nangyari, November 29, supposedly haharap siya dito para sa hearing. Scheduled to December 11 kasi late daw nalaman ni VP Sara na cancel yung House Committee hearing niya on the same day. So ngayon, ito na yung pagwawakas na paghihintay kay VP Sara. Pagpapatuloy ng NBI yung kanilang investigation base na sa mga ebidensya na kanilang nakalap. And by Friday, matatapos naman yung kanilang investigasyon, yung mga pinadalhan nila ng subpoena na kawani ng media at saka vloggers na kasama nga doon sa virtual press conference kasama itong si VP Sara Duterte. Around next year, January, ilalabas na nila yung kanilang final report. Balik sa inyo.
Hindi ko alam kung nakarating sa mga NBI officials, yung statement kanina sa media conference, sa media briefing ni Vice President Sara, sinabi niya, she does not expect the NBI to be fair sa kanilang investigasyon.
Oo, Merrimon, makiki-update lang din sana ako. Nag-grant ba ng NBI yung mga requests ni VP Sara? I remember last time, di ba, she was asking for a copy of the questions that will be asked to her. Ano yung latest doon?
Yes, nung tinanong natin kanina si NBI Director Jaime Santiago kung yung dalawang request, which is number 1, a copy ng documents na nag-show nitong pinaka-investigation, at the same time, kopya daw ng possible na questions na itatanong sa kanya. Ang sagot sa atin dito ni Director Santiago, ibinigay daw ito. Kaya pagdating dito sa pinaka-magiging proseso, everything will remain impartial. Yun yung sinabi kanina ni Santiago tungkol nga sa issue na ito. At ine-expect nga nila at sinasabi nila na sa loob ng 2 hanggang 3 linggo, ay pag-uusapan daw nila at mabusisi nga aralin lahat ng impormasyon para pag lumabas sa report ay kumbaga wala nang butas pa na kikwestiyonin ang mga tao.
May cheat sheet na, hindi pa rin nagpakita. Anyway, maraming salamat. Pwede ka pa yata humabol sa Mandaluyong, Merrimon Reyes. At uulan ba sa lugar ninyo this week, mga kapatid? Nako, we give you the rainfall outlook from Pag-asa. As we go on break, magbabalik po ang Afternoon Delight. Alright, nagbabalik po ang Afternoon Delight dito po sa One News. Ako po si Lourd de Veyra.
At ako naman po si Pauline Verzosa. Thanks for staying with us.
Alright, Mount Kanlaon is now calmer after an eruption on Monday afternoon, but FIWAX reminds affected communities not to be complacent because another eruption could be coming. And the details from News 5 correspondent Gio Robles.
Nabalot ng abo ang mga bahay, eskwelahan, simbahan at marami pang estruktura sa Bagos City, Negros Occidental. Kasunod ito ng pagputok ng bulkang Kanlaon noong Lunes. Kaya naman halos mag-zero visibility sa kalsada. Sa tindi ng ashfall, mandatory na ang pagsuot ng face mask gaya dito sa Bagos City. Masakit sa mata na may masangsang na amoy ang abo dulot ng asupre. Kaya nangangamba para sa kanilang kalusugan ng ilang residente.
Pero nag-ulan ng abo, lumudamol gadya, babaw is in gadya kabaho ya.
Gumamit na ng pressure washer ang ilan para malinis ang mga kalsada. Mistulang ghost town naman sa ilang lugar. Halos 2,000 residente kasi mula sa 4 na upper barangay sa Bagos City ang sapiritang inilikas. Si Alma Solis, wala man lang daw nabitbit na gamit ng lumikas.
Kahidi ko sir, gaybi ko sa roads, sa kulba, gaano ko, nagakulurog ko.
Ngayong Miyerkules, mas kalmado na ang bulkang Kanlaon pero target pa ring mailikas ang nasa 60,000 nakatira sa loob ng 6-kilometer danger zone mula sa bulkan. Lalo't ayon sa FIVOX, posibleng masundan ng isa pang magmatic eruption o malakas na pagsabog ang nangyari noong Lunes pero hindi pa masabi kung kailan. Sa kabila ng banta ng Kanlaon, may ilang residenteng naninirahan sa loob ng 6-kilometer danger zone na hindi lumikas, gaya ng mga kalalakihang ito na inaalala ang mga alagang hayop.
Nakikiusap kami sa mga tao na cooperation na lang kasi kami din na mahihirapan kapag bumalik sila, may mangyari, hindi namin sila mahanap.
Nitong Martes, pabugso-bugso ang ulan sa Negros, kaya malaki ang banta ng lahar flow sa mga bayan na nakaranas ng ashfall. Tiniyak naman ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos na handa ang gobyerno sa worst-case scenario.
So, yes, we're ready. We know what to do, and we have already started to send food packs, and we already started to send all of the things that we bring to those who are in evacuation centers.
Higit sa kalahating milyong food packs ang naipamahagi na ng Department of Social Welfare and Development para sa mga apektado.
All right, the MVP group of companies is spreading holiday cheer, and here to talk about it is none other than Miss Melody M. Del Rosario. She is the president of the Metro Pacific Investments Foundation, and she is also the VP for PR and Corporate Communications for MPIC. Welcome to Afternoon Delight, ma'am. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank Merry Christmas in advance, ma'am.
Thank you, Lord.
Meron ng pin si ma'am.
Yes.
Ba?
Ba't wala kayong pin?
Oo
Meron
nga
po ako.
Okay.
Ako wala pa.
Pinatato ko na sa puso ko.
Ay, wow.
Merry ang vibes ng Pasko.
Yes.
Yan yung holiday campaign this year.
Okay, so speaking of Merry ang vibes, ma'am, ano po ba yung mga programs of MPIC and the MPIC Foundation in line with this theme of Merry ang vibes ng Pasko?
Yes. So, we've seen a lot of disasters happening, sunod-sunod ang bagyo. And with that, our response, of course, to those who are in need. And usually, ang response natin is to be able to give food. That's a basic need. That's why in MPIC, as part of the foundation of the company as well as the foundation, sustainability kasi is part of our DNA. Yes. No? So we make sure that we have employee volunteerism. At ang mga employees namin, from the top level up to the consultants, they're all part of the repacking of the relief goods. And surprisingly, we were able to provide 1,500 relief goods, no? From rice, canned goods, lahat yan. Meron kaming assembly line. So, ano yun, it's timed, no? And it's part of what we do as part of the programs that we have. So, yun, relief goods to all affected communities. And we also have the parol ng pag-ibig.
Parol ng pag-ibig.
Yes, or lanterns of love. Yes. So, we use trash, recyclable materials, plastic cartons, newspapers, and we transform them into beautiful paroles. So we were able to make 4 lanterns.
Connected pa rin po ito doon sa isang three-prong campaign ninyo, kasi environmental awareness naman isa po doon.
Yes.
At congratulations sa Shore It Up.
Yes.
So ito bang mga nakokolekta ninyo doon sa mga kalat sa dalampasigan?
Hindi. Ito are office trash.
Office trash.
Yes, office trash. So, pero may connect pa rin yan sa aming environmental advocacy. So, yung office trash na na-collect, no, para ma-reduce ang output natin, naging lanterns at nabigay ito sa isang beneficiary. Nagkaroon ng parang contest kung sino ang pinakamagandang lanterns. At nag-invite kami ng MVP Group Sustainability Committee na nag-judge. Tapos yung winners na yon nakatanggap ng mga prizes na silang binili as donation to Kanlaon sa Pasig as our beneficiary.
Ito, we're seeing some videos, no, of yung mga parol.
Yes.
Ang gaganda din.
That's true.
Kanya-kanyang design po ba yan, ma'am?
Oo, each of the teams would conceptualize on the design and how they want to put it and execute it into something that's very nice with lights.
Ganda, oh.
Yes.
Maganda pala yung water bottles na tinatapon-tapon lang natin.
Tsaka malaki rin yung mga lanterns. Akala ko maliliit lang.
Oo, may diameter kami na binigay. And then, of course, may criteria for judging. Tapos, after that, there's an outreach day for the beneficiary, si Kanlaon sa Pasig. And this Kanlaon is a government facility to house yung children in conflict with the law, children who are abused, tapos those adults who are neglected. So yun yung a day of engagement, a meaningful day wherein they can really do dancing and entertain them. Yun. So ang ganda ng program na gawa namin. Aside from that, may isa pa. Yun namang aming mga environmental warriors, yung aming mga marine guardians, yung aming mga mangrove eco guides. Binibigyan namin sila ngayon ng mga Noche Buena. Pumupunta kami para hindi na nila iintindihin yung kanilang Noche Buena. Tapos, complete na talagang pang a feast, a simple feast that they can share with the family. At binibigyan din namin sila ng MWell watches.
Wow.
Because, di ba, how can they take care of the environment when they can take care of themselves? So, importante sa amin ang health. Yun ang program namin sa Pasko na lined up for all of them.
Pao.
Ito talaga very timely yan, ma'am, because we know sunod-sunod din yung mga bagyo, diba, that affected the country. So very timely yung mga relief efforts. But aside from all those wonderful activities, outreach programs that you've done, how else is MPIC? Paano nyo po ginagawang merry ang vibes ng Pasko para naman sa ating mga kababayan din po?
At yung nakaline up for the following year po?
Okay. So, tuloy-tuloy ang aming advocacy on the environment because alam naman natin na yung mga sakuna na na-experience natin ngayon, it's all part of the climate change. At we have to be resilient, we have to be strong in terms of facing all these calamities. And we have to have nature-based solutions, gaya ng pagtatanim ng mga mangroves yan. So tuloy-tuloy yan for this year. We need to really come up with more nature-based solutions. And we're very much aggressive into protecting the Verde Island Passage to our marine guardians. Because as you know, the Verde Island Passage is the center of marine biodiversity and has been declared by Sylvia Earle as the blue spot or the blue hope. No? Meaning, the impact of what we're doing to protect the Verde Island Passage would have a greater impact around the world. Lahat ng marine biodiversity is already there.
At hindi kalayuan mula sa Luzon.
Yes.
Tutuusin mo.
And we're already there. We have marine guardians in the Mimaropa area.
Nako, ang dami pa natin pwede pag-usapan, ma'am, pero alas.
I know.
Time.
Yes.
Oo, at kulang palagi, mga kapatid. Kaya naman pala naging PR Executive of the Year. Ang ating bisita na si Melody M. Del Rosario, Pangulo po ng Metro Pacific Investments Foundation. Ma'am, maraming salamat po. Thank you for visiting Afternoon
Thank you also, Lourd, and thank you, Pauline. And if they want to donate, don't forget, sa Alagang Kapatid, kino-course through namin ang ating mga donations because sila po ang tumutulong sa atin to be able to reach these areas na hindi namin napupuntahan.
Ayan. We have the QR code flashed on the screen. So kung gusto niyo po tumulong, please go ahead and scan that on your phones para makatulong po tayo lahat sa ating mga kapatid. Alright, but for now, it's time for another breather. Afternoon, we'll be right back. Keep it here.
Thank you.
And we're back. You're watching Afternoon Delight. Ako po si Lourd Veyra kasama si Binibining Pauline Versosa.
Okay, ito naman po. In sports, the De La Salle Green Archers will attempt to redeem themselves in Game 2 of the UAAP Men's Basketball Finals today. The UP Fighting Maroons took Game 1 of the best-of-3 series on Sunday, but this is not new for the defending champions. They also dropped Game 1 in last year's finals, but still won the championship in 3 games. But if the Fighting Maroons win tonight, they will reclaim UAAP glory and will seal their 4th consecutive finals appearance with a victory. Abangan niyo po yan. Game 2 tips off at 5:30 p.m. at the Mall of Asia Arena. And Filipinas Live is giving the gift of free live games this December. You can enjoy the UAAP Finals, PVL, PBA, NBA, and more. All you have to do is download the app and register for free.
Alright, 14 days to go bago magpasko. Nakapag-Christmas party na ba kayo? Alam namin ang oras ay 3:02 pero wala kaming pakialam dahil ito na po ang I Saw the Signs. Today's edition, Tita Pao, Christmas Party Memes. Meme number 1.
Yan. Ito, cheesy quote. Ba't ka pa sasali sa Christmas party kung party ka na ng buhay ko o party ka na ng buhay ko? Di ba nakapag, ano pa siya?
Direct, pa-on cam lang sa akin.
Bakit?
Pangit ng joke. Oo.
Okay, tignan natin yung sunod.
Number 2, Christmas Party Agenda.
Tagay. Yan lang. O, di ba? Napakasimple, straightforward. Tagay na.
Anong problema dyan? Wala
Oo,
problema ba tayo
problema
dyan?
dyan.
Wala tayong problema dyan. Yan lang dapat ang agenda kapag Christmas. Aba. Number 3. Hindi naman masyadong excited sa Christmas party. Ano?
Christmas party. Tinitiran ko yung t-shirt niya eh. Ano ba yung design? Oh, pero ayan,
I feel
ready na yung
attacked.
outfit niya.
Mhm.
Ganyan ka ba matulog?
Katabi mo dapat ang damit mo para pagising mo, wala nang toothbrush.
Ligo-ligo.
Suot na lang. Grabe naman yun.
Okay. If you've seen the signs, please do send them to us at afternoondelighton@gmail.com.
Thank you, Tita Pao.
Thank you, and sana si Denise get well soon na rin.
Bawi tayo bukas sa mga pabati. Sorry,
Yes,
bawi kami bukas.
alright. And that will do it for us this Wednesday, December 11. Thanks so much for watching Afternoon Delight. Ako po si Pauline Versosa.
Bukas ulit, alas 2 in punto sa Ayaw Nyo at sa Gusto. Ako po si Lourd de Veyra. Ang agenda natin ngayon, have a delightful afternoon.